Okay, so we've discussed workers' compensation many times with attorney Catherine Stone of Barbas Law, but believe it or not, there is more you need to know. She's back with items that you may not have thought of. Good morning.
Good morning.
Before we started, all these rules and regulations, I'm like, do you have a book that's like this massive, how do you keep it all in order and know?
Well, there is what we call, work comp attorneys call the Red Book.
Okay.
It is kind of like a primer on workers' compensation. But, you know, just having done this for a long time.
You need to find somebody that knows what they're doing because there is a lot to know.
Right. And I work in a firm where our senior partner has been doing workers' compensation for 35 years.
Okay. So that really is priceless when somebody's been doing it that long. You can kind of pull on their feedback, on their experiences. So what did you want to talk about this morning and make sure people kind of wrap their head around a little bit
I always try to use my daily experiences with my clients as sort of food for thought when coming up with topics. And I met with a new client the other day, and he had all of his papers, because work comp's going to start sending you a lot of paperwork, and it can get very overwhelming. And in one of those pieces of paper that work comp's going to send you at the very beginning is a mileage reimbursement form. And he had been in the system for going on 2 years and had not submitted one request for mileage reimbursement.
Was he already approved for workers' compensation?
He already was in the work comp system. He was starting to have some issues around the 2-year mark, so he wanted to come in. He had not had an attorney, and he wanted to kind of sit down and say, okay, I've been in the system now it's not working the way it had worked. Can you explain why? And but going through that, one of the things that we always do is we take it from the beginning to the end. And so I went back and I looked, and I noticed that he had never submitted any mileage reimbursement. And so basically, as an injured worker who's approved for workers' compensation, you're in the system and you have a carrier or a servicing agent that's handling your claim. They have to either provide you with transportation that they pay for to and from your medical appointments and to and from pharmacies. Or you can elect to drive yourself or have someone drive you, such as a family member or a friend, and then you can fill out what's called a mileage reimbursement form.
So did he just not know? He wasn't doing it?
He just had never read the form. Because again, there's so many brochures and informational packets that he got, he just never thought about it.
Can you go back and claim that?
You can go back and claim that.
Right.
So we had him, we went through and we filled out about 5 pages for him. It's paid, well, in 2006 it was paid at 0.445 cents per mile. I haven't heard of any changes for 2017. So it's a nice little chunk of change for him.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then those individuals that don't have cars, or let's say maybe you're a one-car family and your partner or spouse needs to take that car to work, work comp has to provide you with transportation to and from your medical appointments and the pharmacy.
People need to know that. We have about a minute left. Mention pharmacy selection too, because this is good news.
One of the few things that an injured worker gets to choose is which pharmacy you use. The work comp system is kind of set up where the carrier or the employer get to make all the decisions about what doctor you see, but your pharmacist or your pharmacy you get to select that. Even if they send you a card saying this pharmacy, go to this pharmacy, you don't necessarily have to go to that pharmacy.
Good to know. Again, we are just scratching the surface, I know, on a lot of these issues that deal with this topic. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Again, I love that your passion is education. And her office, I know you're so sweet about it. You say, call. I'll try to answer any questions that anybody may have, see if their team can help you. So there's their number.